Golden State fans, this waiting game has gone on long enough. Another day passes, and once again, the Warriors front office remains silent. Free agency is in full swing, the rest of the league is on the move, and here we are, watching, wondering, hoping. The urgency is rising, the frustration is building, and all eyes are on one man, Mike Dunleavy Jr. If you're tired of seeing other teams get stronger while the Warriors stand still, if you believe Steph Curry deserves more in the final stretch of his legendary career, then hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what we're about to unpack might just explain why Golden State has been so quiet, and why that silence could break at any moment. Let's talk about the player who may be at the center of everything, Malcolm Brogdon. This isn't just another name floating in the rumor mill. Brogdon has been consistently linked to the Warriors by trusted reporters across the NBA. What makes this even more intriguing is that he hasn't signed with anyone yet. In a fast-moving market, that's not nothing. That kind of pause often suggests there's something deeper happening behind the scenes, possibly a mutual interest between him and Golden State. The need for a secondary playmaker has been glaring for a while now. Someone who can run the offense when Steph takes a breather. Someone who can defend multiple positions, hit open shots, and lead the second unit with stability. Brogdon fits the mold. He's a composed veteran, known for his high basketball IQ, efficient shooting, and defensive commitment. He won 6th Man of the Year with the Celtics, and when healthy, he's a difference maker. But that's the caveat, when healthy. Injuries have been a shadow over Brogdon's career. He's only managed one season out of the last 6 where he stayed relatively healthy throughout. That kind of history gives any front office reason to hesitate. Still, if the price is right, say, a veteran minimum or something close, Brogdon could be a steal. The kind of calculated risk that makes championship runs possible. Golden State's entire offseason philosophy seems to be centered around this idea, value. Smart spending. Experienced players. Strategic fits. Brogdon, if available on a friendly deal, checks all those boxes. But here's where things get complicated. According to insider Brett Siegel, the Warriors might already have verbal understandings with other veteran free agents, names like Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton. These aren't flashy signings, but they would bring toughness, experience, and two-way ability to a team desperate for reliability off the bench. Together with Brogdon, they could form a second unit that doesn't collapse the moment Curry hits the bench. So what's the delay? It might come down to one name, Jonathan Kuminga. There's been no public resolution to Kuminga's situation, but whispers are growing louder that he no longer wants to remain with the team. If that's true, the front office may be holding off on any additional signings until a decision is made about his future. Because if a major trade is on the horizon, involving Kuminga or otherwise, that changes everything. It affects roles, rotations, cap space, and priorities. You don't finalize your bench until you know what the core looks like. The result? A paralyzing state of limbo. No one moves until the first domino falls. And while all this unfolds behind closed doors, the fans are growing restless. Understandably so. Because at the heart of this story isn't Kuminga. It's not Brogdon, or Horford, or even Melton. It's Steph Curry. Steph is now 36 years old. Still playing at an elite level, still one of the most feared offensive weapons in the league. But greatness doesn't last forever. Every year that goes by is one less chance to make a real push. And yet, year after year, we watch the Warriors waste his brilliance on rosters filled with untested youth and unfinished projects. It's not fair. It's not fair to ask Curry to carry so much of the weight, again. Not when the pieces to support him are right there. Not when reliable veterans are willing to sign. Not when the championship window, however slim, still exists. Because make no mistake, the Warriors are not a rebuild team. They're not developing for a brighter future 5 years from now. They are in win-now mode, or at least, they should be. And that's why Brogdon is so important. If healthy, he gives the Warriors real structure off the bench. He reduces the burden on Steph. He stabilizes the team in close games, something Golden State failed to do far too often last season. Pair him with Horford's defensive IQ and Melton's energy, and suddenly the Warriors look like a team that could punch back, not just hang on. That's more than we can say about the rookies right now. Summer League was a mixed bag, especially for newcomers Alex Chiku, also known as Tue, and Will Richard. Both struggled with efficiency. Their defense had moments, but offensively, there was very little to feel confident about. These are long-term prospects, not immediate contributors. That's fine, if you're a rebuilding team. But if you're trying to win with Steph Curry still playing like a top 10 player, you can't rely on guys who aren't ready. To their credit, the coaching staff still sees upside. Will Richard, in particular, has drawn praise for his defensive intensity and his potential to develop into a rotation wing down the line. But the key phrase there is, down the line. The Warriors can't afford to wait. And they definitely can't pretend these rookies are the answer to their current problems. What we're seeing is a front office stuck between timelines. Between commitment and hesitation. Between youth and experience. And that indecision could end up costing them everything. Because Steph deserves better. He's given this franchise everything. Loyalty. Leadership. Championships. And yet, the final chapters of his career are being written in uncertainty. While other contenders aggressively chase wins, Golden State tiptoes through the offseason, hoping something falls into place. But hope doesn't build contenders. Action does. So here's the message, do something. Make the call. Finalize the deal. Add the players that give your superstar a real shot. Don't let salary caps or development plans or stubborn pride get in the way. Don't waste the final prime years of one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. To the Warriors front office, the clock is ticking. And to every fan still holding on, still passionate, still showing up, thank you. You are the soul of this franchise. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next update, and check out the description for Warriors playoff merch discounts, because if this team finally wakes up, you'll want to be ready when the tide turns. Let's hope they make the right move. And if they don't, you can be sure we'll call it out, right here. Until then, stay loud. Stay loyal. And let's make sure they hear us. And here's a tip from the Fan Golden State Warriors channel: study financial education and have opportunities in the financial market by studying REITs and investing in large brokerages around the world.